But I will always do on YouTube Dame Edna or Berry Research, filter by recently added to see if there's anything new and watch, and if I'm ever feeling a bit miserable. That or Disney castle shows, but that's another story.
Oh no!
I will
Well,
watch.
let's think. What's a Disney castle show?
So, are you aware of Disney?
I am. Yes.
And you know they have a castle at the parks.
Yeah.
So on all of them, it's better with the bigger castles, like in Disney World in Florida. They do projection mapping and fireworks, and the castle almost dances because they're projecting and they're able to pinpoint. And it's just very nice and nostalgic, and ticks the sort of, you see all your favourite characters, and it's just all feel good. And they're all called Celebrate the Magic or The Magic in You, or something. And they change them every year, and they're just very nice.
And what are you wearing while you're watching those?
Oh, I'm just at home.
Yeah, but
I'm clothed.
I can't imagine you ever not dressed up for the occasion.
Well, I watched a clip of one this morning. They've just redone the Paris one. There's a Mary Poppins bit in it that brought me to tears this morning. So I was just wearing this.
Over breakfast?
No. It was pre-breakfast actually. I was doing some emails and thought, oh yes, I need to look at that because I know that's gone live.
Yeah.
And it's just people that have filmed it and stuck it on YouTube.
How was it?
It's very moving.
I love that.
And it's a Mary Poppins burst, which I adore, and we'll come on to Mary Poppins. And just it's for 5 seconds, and it was like, that's so lovely because they never put her in the castle show.
I love that. So specific.
Yes.
When did you get into that? When did you realise that projections were you must have been mortified when they put Dawn Porter. Was it Dawn Porter? Gail Porter on the
Disney Castle show
on Big Ben, yeah.
Oh yes, they did put Gail. Yes.
So it's like that, but you would just put all the characters.
Yeah, but it moves, and it's childhood nostalgia.
So that's what it is.
As much as Gail Porter was part of lots of people's childhood,
Sure.
maybe does not have the same connotations as Cinderella.
It's not the crossover event Disney ever aimed for.
No,
but it's kind of it's Cinderella kind of dancing on a castle.
Yes, Google afterwards or YouTube Happily Ever After Disney World and watch the show.
Okay.
Or at least watch the first 5 minutes and the last 5 minutes, and also. Disney being Disney, it's fireworks galore.
Yeah.
I mean, and the trouble is, once you've seen Disney fireworks and you go and watch your local fireworks display, they're rubbish.
Yeah.
And so I don't do fireworks displays unless it's at Disney.
Is his head frozen?
Whose? Oh, yes. Is he cryogenically frozen?
Is that true?
Apparently, it's an urban myth. Disney have come out and said, it's an urban myth. But are they saying that because they want to dispel that myth? But it's true. Who knows?
What a finish to the castle show that would be.
They're tremendous. They bring him back and he just gets taken out by a firework. You're like, oh shit, man. And you just hear that noise, wah, 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 like that. Or someone drops an anvil on his head.
Yes.
That'd be. Imagine that. They bring him back.
Goofy with the steamroller.
That's right.
Yes.
Who was the name? I always like that guy. What's my name? The one that was in the elevator.
William Hanson?
Yes.
The Droopy. Is he called Droopy the dog?
Droopy.
Is he called Droopy?
Yeah.
Well, he sort of spoke like that.
Yes, but he was Looney Tunes. Was he Looney Tunes?
Oh,
or was
right.
he Disney? I can't remember.
No, I thought you might be the expert. But
No,
I was a fan of his.
I know exactly who you mean.
Yeah. He sort of spent a lot of time in elevators.
With the jowls.
Very jowly, very, very upset. But I always kind of had an affinity with him. I don't know why. I liked him.
Do you associate with him?
I don't know. I just don't think you saw all the cartoons were very bouncy and, kind of kinetic. And then suddenly there was this guy in an elevator who was just really upset. And you're like, I don't know what's going on with him.
So do you like Eeyore and those?
I do like
characters?
Eeyore. Yeah. I'm a big fan of Winnie the Pooh. I think it's like there's a really good example of like the layers to that.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? The
Yes.
depth that they put into that writing to kind of explain love and kinship to children. You know what I mean? It's kind of, yeah. Look at that. Even Dan pulled a lovely face then.
Gosh.
What is the next brilliant thing you'd like to talk about?
Well, we've touched upon it already, and it's in any of her forms, Mary Poppins. I
only know her in one form. What are her others?
Which form do you know?
I know her from the the famous film.
The film.
Chimney.
Okay. Well, there are two films. So there's Mary
I know the
Poppins
old.
Returns.
Yeah, but come on now.
Don't. Now, Russell.
Okay.
Now, we're going to fall out.
Okay,
here.
sorry.
You're on very thin ice already.
Sorry.
Not already, but now you are now. So the books are the OG form. That was where Mary Poppins came from. And as we know via the film Saving Mr. Banks, which is sort of a companion film to Mary Poppins, Walt Disney courted P.L. Travers to buy the rights for the film rights. But so the books, the films, and the stage musical, which I have now seen 41 times. Wow. I know. I'm lucky to have a husband. Just bring me so much joy.
What is it about them then?
I like what it's. I like the morals behind it and the message behind what Mary Poppins as a nanny is teaching.
What is she teaching?
Respect, good humour, a lightness of touch, self-respect, not just respect for others, restraint, consideration, and to look after those that need help. Feed the birds. I mean, it's all about looking after. Okay, you're encouraged by DEFRA not to feed the birds for various reasons, but you can at the time you were meant to feed the birds and look after the sort of poor helpless creatures, but you can take the moral of that and apply it to whoever we are now meant to be helping in this day and age.
Sensitive, is it?
No, it's not.
No.
What with sugar?
Yeah.
No, a spoonful of sugar. Well, that was for polio, of course. That was the whole reason that they wrote that song, because when you had the polio vaccine in the 50s, they would put it on a thing of sugar and you'd swallow the sugar if you were a child. But yes, a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. If you're going to deliver bad news, or if you're going to deliver any sort of rules, do it with a bit of levity. And actually that's something that I came to more recently with sort of teaching etiquette, is actually it should probably be a bit sent up, because some of it's ridiculous. The message might be sensible, but actually the mechanics of etiquette can be ridiculous. So actually the first time I ever got a laugh, which was on your show on Good News, I thought, oh, okay, we can do some jokes here.
Yeah, definitely. But you were effortlessly funny. It's really, I love that
very
answer.
Nervous.
Yeah, well, you didn't come across in the slightest.
Bless you.
The answer that you just gave then to Mary Poppins, I love stuff like that. When people kind of, it was a very simple question. It was a really deep answer. But you're right. When you analyse it, it is all about being the very best version of yourself.
Yes, putting your best foot forward, spit spot.
Yeah. I bet you, because presumably there will be a world one day where we have the ability to fly around with umbrellas.
Oh my God,
and
just don't. I'm going to cry in ecstasy.
But you would be do you know what I mean?
I would.
I see you with a flying umbrella.
Yes, well, I have the Mary Poppins umbrellas, and there are two versions that you can get official. There's the sort of the one that they sell at the musical, which is incredibly heavy. The parrot is so heavy.
Really?
It is actually also, it's my go-to murder weapon if a burglar breaks in.
Yes.
Because as my friend Jonathan Vernon Smith, who I do a Keeping Up Appearances podcast with, has explained to me, legally, if a burglar breaks into your house, you will not go to prison or have any consequence if you can. If you get a gun or a knife to protect yourself, the law's going to come for you. But if you are grabbing something that is not actually a murder weapon,
right,
or is not a conventional murder weapon, and you sort of club them, not necessarily to death, but you knock them out, you seriously injure them, and you go, well, it was a Mary Poppins umbrella, it was in the hall, it always lives in the hall.
Yeah.
Legally, you're fine.
Baseball bat.
No, that wouldn't count.
Cricket bat.
It depends where it is. Like shotgun, no, because it's obvious, and also you have to go into the thing and get out the cage, etc. But why was it? Let's say they break into your bedroom. Why was it in your bedroom? You've got to be able to explain it.
You're
okay. If you can explain it, it's fine.
Oh, that's interesting. Like croquet.
Croquet mallet.
Why was a croquet mallet in your bedroom?
Because it's summer and I had guests around the next day. I was having a sort of summer party
in the bedroom.
In the bedroom.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. I was practicing for the barbecue the next day.
I was practicing for the kitten club or whatever you called it.
That's so fascinating.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Bread knife.
Bread knife. Well, it's a knife, but like.
And also, bread knives sometimes are blunt, so you're not going to do much.
Yeah.
Do you mean like a bread knife that you have on the table, or a serrated one?
Serrated bread knife next to the bread.
Yes, that would be fine, because you can explain it. As long as you can explain it away and it wasn't there for the intent of causing harm,
yes,
I'm told, legally you're fine.
That's so fascinating.
So my Poppins umbrella not only brings me joy, in that I can just pretend it will open and I'll fly.
Yes.
But also it's going to keep me and my family safe.
And it would be a phenomenal episode of Crime Watch.
It would be.
Like, just to
imagine Jeremy Vine explaining
the
this.
reconstruction.
Yes.
And it was at this point that Hanson thrashed them out.
Whereas I also have the umbrella from Poppins.
This is bad luck for you, motherfucker. So have you ever opened it inside?
No. I don't. I try not. I mean, I'm not massively superstitious, but
that's a real. But surely, because you want to see it in its pomp.
Well, I just go outside to see it in its pomp.
Sure, okay, but if it's do you know? I was about to say, what if it's raining? You know, when you're just like, oh god, what a moron.
In fact, if anything, it's optimal if it's raining.
What are you doing outside with an umbrella? Oh dear.
So
It's very rare you make yourself laugh. I enjoyed that. So, and is your favourite character Mary? Are you,
of course,
are you
it's
Mary
all about
through and through?
Mary. It's all about Mary. And
what about the role of Dick Van Dyke? You're not.
Bert?
Yeah.
Well, Bert's not in. Well, Bert is in the original book, one of the original books, but is a bit part and was sort of basically put into the film to give Dick Van Dyke a role.
Yes.
And plays a very useful role in both the film and the musical. But yeah, I mean, it's not. He's a plot point. He's not.
Right,
He's not. The whole thing doesn't hinge on him.
He's Tom Bombadil.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So you've seen it 51 times.
41.
41.
I'm not a complete weird. Come on, please. 50 would be ridiculous.
Do the cast recognise you now, do you think?
Yeah, some of them do, because some of them have restraining orders out on me.
course.
Particularly when it was in London latterly, closed on the 8th of January 2023. I was there on last night. I have to sit a safe distance away from Mary Poppins in case, you know, I'm in breach of whatever restraining order. In fact, one of the cast did message me when I post about it every time I'd see it with, "You are literally the only reason we extended for 6 months." Obviously not, but it's on tour currently in the UK and Ireland, and I saw it latterly a few weeks ago in Bristol with my goddaughter, so that was nice
great.
because she's 5 and loved it.
So do you go with other people?
Usually, but not always.
So what is, like, you know, because obviously there's films I've watched over and over and over.
Yeah, what's your Mary Poppins equivalent? That
Do you know,
you've seen
I was
an
sort of
awful
thinking,
lot?
like a film I watched a lot when I was a kid was A River Runs Through It, which is a Brad Pitt film, and I'm reading the book again at the minute. I don't know why.
Is it what genre?
It's about two brothers, and it's about love, and it's about you just can't help some people as much as you try. It's really beautiful.
It's a fishing film.
It's about fishing, and I'm not really necessarily into fishing, but
It's a fly fishing film.
yeah,
Well, it sounds
it's about fly
gorgeous.
fishing and gambling, and
So it's flying of some variety, so it's similar to Poppins.
yeah. That's the way they advertise it. Like it's similar to Poppins.
Similar to Poppins.
But what I'm curious as is to, and I think I specifically used to watch that when I was revising for my GCSEs when I was 14, and it was this kind of weird, I don't know, bit of company as I was trying to figure out geography. So that it became this kind of comfort blanket, I guess.